We're Lake Malice!
ROCKFLESH.com, coming from Manchester Academy. We're back on the, we're off the festival circuit. We're back on the gig circuit now. And we've got one of our favourites from ROCKFLESH Towers. We've got Lake Malice. Thank you guys for joining us. We've been wanting to interview you for ages. So we're big fans. So awesome. Wow, you guys have been busy for the past, well, 12 months, definitely. But what you had some amazing, like we saw you with Bloody Word, I was seeing you with As Everything Unfolds, I don't know, festivals, I saw your radar. I mean, just what's been the highlight of all these amazing things?
So many to come to mind. Like, I mean, downloads got to be one, isn't it?
It's
like,
gotta be the, ticking off the list.
We thought we were playing on the Dogtooth stage for we got booked, and then we got upgraded to the Avalanche stage, which is like so much bigger.
That's
that was
massive
mega
upgrade, isn't it? With regards to the size of the crowd.
We were like, there's not going to be anyone there. I mean, and then like we was like, be no one there, be two people there, and we like obviously on the day it was actually like pretty.
And then we were like, it's so hard. People would want to be in the tent.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Heat.
Yeah. Did you have one with the crowd? Literally.
It was pretty big.
Yeah.
I think it was quite good. I think it was good size. Yeah. Like there was a couple of like potentially awkward clashes and things, weren't there? And then like.
But then it all got sorted, I think.
Yeah. But there's enough people that download that. It's just like you're going to be playing to like good sized crowd anyway. So that was
just mental even to consider being on a stage where bands that you've been listening to since you were a kid are playing. So to me that was absolute highlight. Not that the other shows haven't been. I mean, every single show to me I don't take for granted anything. I'm just like trying to make the most of it. Thinking, this is gonna be the last time. I'm so old.
I was gonna say, that's how it's almost like it looks like it's going to be your last ever gig kind of thing. Both of you. I mean, live. I mean, on record, you're amazing, and then live, you're amazing, but in a different way, almost. I mean, you spend half the time in the air, like,
just float,
and you're kind of prowling the stage, kind of thing, in a good way. Yeah, just wait. Is it still a kind of pinch me moment when you're on stage sometimes, especially like ones like Download, but like even like when you're playing kind of like with Bloody Wood and stuff to such a big crowd?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's brilliant that like so many bands have trusted us with their fan base. Like, I always feel like it's such an honour to be given that trust from whoever that headliner is, and and we go out there with a mentality of like, let's get them fired up as much as we can.
Yeah, especially with Bloodywood, because we did one show, was it last year? Or a couple of shows with them, and then they got back, like they proposed to go on tour together. Yeah. So that means that there's like there's this trust that you build and relationships you build with other musicians. That is amazing. That is amazing, and it's so nice to be able to share the stage with people who are like, on the same wavelength as well, like really just down to earth, and we've been so lucky with all the artists that we've been supporting this year. So yeah, every moment is a pinch me moment on stage to me. So it sounds cheesy, but it's true.
It's true. I think it's amazing the bands that you have supported and the kind of lineups you've been on. Like some of them are kind of almost like obvious. Kind of like say Tonight is obviously a really good friend. Kind of match up. Vakovi obviously, and then like Bloody Woods like are kind of in the same ballpark because they're just so many genres.
Yeah.
I think you guys are so many genres. Yeah, we try. You don't belong to any single one, definitely. So
I think that's great, though, isn't it? Like that.
That's what we like.
Like although like some of these bands we've played with are much heavier than us. I think the alternative scene is very accepting, isn't it, of different of things going out of your comfort zones or conventions. Yeah. So generally, the alternative scene is a very welcoming place for bands like us, which we do have heavy sections and bits, but we do quite like draw a lot of inspiration from pop music as well, and that's quite a fundamental part of our sound. So and it's just been great. Like, especially with Bloodywood, like their fans are incredible. Obviously, to be into that band, you've got to be quite open, with your tastes anyway. So I think it was a good match in that sense. And yeah, we even played with this band called Zeal and Ardor, who were like super heavy, but just the nicest guys ever. But way different, like really different sort of space in its own way.
Still a great show though. Like
still so good.
But I think as a band, you're really exciting. I remember seeing, as in you kind of generate that enthusiasm and excitement in the crowd. Very bouncy songs, just plenty of energy. I think the first time we saw you was supporting Hacktivist up in Manchester.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So pretty early on with regards to stuff. And I just remember at that time I was like, well, there's only a couple of songs. There's only Blossom and Creepers to listen to, kind of on like YouTube and stuff. I should say we should talk about the album. Or the fact there isn't an album. I mean, we were just speaking before about how bands these days, some of them just don't want to do an album. They want to release kind of individual tracks, but then other times they want to do like almost like, not necessarily a concept album, but something that fits together. Is an album in the works?
Depends when this is airing.
Probably tomorrow.
Oh, right.
So, yeah.
I have no idea in that case.
Damn. How about in 2 years' time?
No, I can tell you we are working on EP. Well, I don't know if we're like beginning that, sort of conversation about like when it's coming out and all that sort of side of it yet. Or we can or not talk about it, but to be safe, I'll just say that we do have an EP in the works. We felt a little bit frustrated over the last year and a half of playing live shows that we haven't been able to put out more music because we desperately wanted to, but we also hold ourselves to quite a high standard, I think, with our music, and it's just taken us a bit longer than I think. I think I'm like destructively obsessive with what I put it.
Yeah, he's the one who usually like goes back to a song 1,000 times, and I'm like after the first demo, no, it's perfect. Don't change anything.
I did wonder with the kind of like individual releases whether it was a case of kind of like, well, this one's now perfect. I had to release it into wild kind of thing.
Nothing ever is perfect. Though. That's why it takes so long. Like, it's never going to be good enough. But
like, to be fair, when you talk about an album as well, first of all, it's got to have a purpose. But on the other hand, it's like a massive financial commitment for an independent artist that at our level is really hard to fund. So obviously we're kind of waiting for the right opportunities, whether it means something to us or it also kind of comes at the right time. It has to kind of fall into place at the right time, and this year's been absolutely nuts. So yeah, what we've been doing so far is just focusing on the first body of work that we're going to put out, writing more music obviously, and just enjoying what we have so far without like having a 5-year plan for now, really.
So you got together as a band during lockdown, wasn't it? And I think you wrote Blossom and Creepers before actually meeting in person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we were fortunate enough to just be on like the same Facebook group, and then like I think we're both kind of a little bit sort of felt frustrated in previous projects about not really being able to do the things that we really wanted to do or express ourselves in the way that we wanted to express ourselves. So this was a good release for us because obviously our tastes are quite similar. And then obviously we're fortunate enough that we got along, and we were such a new band still when we started gigging that we like you mentioned earlier, we didn't really have much out on sort of Spotify and on the other platforms, but we've been trying to play catch up a bit, and
but when they told us you want to go, on tour, we were like, yeah, we just need a set. So we wrote the set to go on tour.
That's a kind of like brilliant kind of vote of confidence, isn't it? That like people want you along, and that people just want more of you live, more in your record kind of thing.
And it puts you under the right pressure to do things quick, because sometimes it's really hard to like fall within those like industry timings, and you gotta like learn to do it as often as you can. Like obviously inspiration aside, but you have to.
It must be difficult with so much buzz when you got kind of like publications like Kerrang and stuff like really bigging you up. I mean the pressure with that as well.
To a degree. We felt like almost like imposters, haven't we, for a short while, because I think we've been trying to do music for a fair while, both of us, and we you know, we weren't too confident on what would be in store for us, you know, in the future, I think. But we, you know, I think our expectations just keep getting surpassed, and it's immensely humbling every time, you know, we do see it, like a really nice article review, you know, out to you guys at Kerrang or whatever, and it's just incredibly humbling, and we want to do our best to sustain that, and see how far we can take it, I guess. But yeah, it's just been a whirlwind.
Does it feel almost like if you'd have, like, say, a 5-year plan, that it's gradually reduced to 5-month, 5-week plan, just because almost those goals you're passing them, you know, before you might expect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, I never thought about it that way. It was more like, because we're so busy with everything, we just don't have time to make a plan at all. But it's true, yeah, there is another, like, element of that, definitely.
Yeah.
There's things that I did not expect would happen, like, within a couple of years since we formed at all. Even though, like in my head, I had a clear vision of what I wanted, and also, like, you know, at a certain stage of your life when you're, I know age shouldn't matter, but we're in our 30s, like, we're not, you know, we're not out there to waste any time. Everything we do has got, like, lots of intention into it. So it's good to see that makes a difference somehow in what comes back to you. Whether, like, in the past it didn't happen because of that or not, I don't know, but it's, I think, like, that makes a difference.
Exactly, the fact that, you know, you've musically clicked, like, kind of the themes, you know, in the songs, etc. You've been afforded that opportunity, kind of thing, to express those as well. If it works, it works. You just gotta plow on, get ahead of it. Yeah. So I reckon, if you had the money, would you spend it on a super lavish headline tour stage show or an album?
Well, maybe my answer's different to yours. So I think I know what I would do, because
you say it. 3, 2, 1. We say it.
Okay, ready?
3, 2, 1.
Headline tour.
Brilliant.
Well,
Brilliant.
What's your logic?
We're so in sync.
We're so in sync. Yeah.
Because, like. Well. Because then we have the pressure to write more music, which we need.
We can
do that. We can do that a week before.
The brain.
So what would the money go on?
What
would the money go on for the big headline stage show, stadium tour?
Oh man, I see so many things that inspire me every day. Like, there's this artist I just come across her Instagram, like, yesterday. It was called Fred Again. Have you heard of Fred Again? But yeah, like, so they just played at what was it? It was I can't remember. It was a huge London venue, and there was just, like, these giant screens on the ceiling, and they were like, and there's just incredible amount of lights everywhere, and basically there's a huge screen at the front as well, and it was all in sync with the performance, but it was creating this imagery that made it look like they're in space, essentially, like there's all these stars and, like, this galaxy and stuff.
Super futuristic.
And it, you know, so I get really inspired by, I think, visual elements live like that, and I see lots of these, like, EDM DJs, these huge screens of, like these giant android people, like, kind of come into life, you know, during the set, and
that'd be so cool.
I want that, basically. I want, like, a £1 million stage show budget. I just think a show should be a show. Like, you know, I think there are bands out there. I think there's definitely bands out there that they're a band in a traditional sense, and they're going to play you, like, them playing is enough. And that's great. But I also think there's a space more sort of, you know, theatrical side of things, and really just pushing, like, the limits of what you can do with technology, and, you know, and lights and sound,
like
and visuals, and
like the music.
It's, like, people on an incredible stage show. That, like, that's my dream, really. But obviously, money's not there for that.
No, but you think, like, your videos as well are absolutely amazing. They're all really individual. They're very theatrical.
Thanks.
You know, I mean, they match the music perfectly. And then, of course, you kind of replicate that energy, like we said, on stage. Arrangements for live gigs.
Sure.
How difficult is that? Translating it from kind of, you know, the studio, as it were, to the live, because obviously you do use, like, extra members of, like, a live band, as it were, like, on occasion, etc.
Yeah, so. I mean, we just we figured out with our drummer, you know, how to do it live. Basically, sometimes it's about translating, like, more of, like, electronic sound into more organic sort of drum sound, and
Well,
you know, we use lots of different layers and things, don't we? Where you just couldn't produce that stuff live or organically live.
Exactly.
You know, we've got lots of silly noises and things that happen.
And being able to layer vocals and stuff. So
definitely. Like harmonies and stuff is all on backing track.
You know,
but it comes down to budget as well, though. Like, 'cause if we could afford to have like an extra guitarist, maybe you could do this.
A whole choir.
We'd have a whole, we'd have a 32-piece like arrangement
exactly.
live on stage. We could.
It's always the money. It's always the money.
You know, I think that the pop industry is quite normalised to have additional elements, you know, played as from track.
Yes.
You know, it's very much normalised. It can be a bit gatekept, I think, in the alternative world where people expect every single thing they hear to be performed live. I think people would actually be surprised about how many bands do a lot of stuff on track.
Something we've discussed quite a bit actually. ROCKFLESH is kind of like, you know, when's it right to use it, when it's appropriate, when maybe like hiding it is that's when it feels a bit like, well, why are they hiding that?
I tend to draw the line at if there's a sound that you're hearing it's on track, it's fine, as long as you're not pretending to play it.
Exactly.
If you're pretending to do it, that's something else entirely.
It's gone full top of the pops.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that mic, like Britney Spears, like.
Okay, let's do some fun questions before we finish.
Sweet.
So, if Lake Malice were a drink as a band, what drink would you be and why?
Water, no.
No one said water, actually.
Not think before saying that.
Room temperature water.
Tepid water.
What? That's awful.
That could be the name of the EP or the album.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you guys. What would it be?
I think you should take this one.
Oh
You're
my
more of a drink
God.
person than me.
It will be a Bellini, definitely.
Okay.
Be like Prosecco, peach juice. So rare in England as well. Like you never find a peach
Like
juice.
quite
I don't
sweet.
know why.
Bubbly. Done well.
Sweet and bubbly.
Sweet and
Oh,
bubbly.
sorry, no, Lake
I believe
Malice.
you have a shop JD for some reason.
I don't know which is which. Sweet and bubbly. It's your new stage names, basically.
That's it, yeah. Or a Bloody Mary. I think the Bloody Mary makes more sense because it's spicy, it's punchy, it's healthy. You know, like
It's healthy.
That's good.
What does that say
What
about
were we
us?
talking about before we came on camera?
I don't know what about healthy. We're
in a
not
band that shows you
not
hangover.
fucking healthy.
Yeah, no, you're right.
If you were a takeaway, what takeaway would you be? It was like,
I just ordered like Wagamama, so I think that would be.
That's not bad.
That's sweet, you know.
Other takeaways are available.
Wagamama, Bloody Mary. You got the menu. Like,
That's good.
Yeah, room temperature water.
If you could collaborate with anyone in the world at all, musically
Nice.
or artistically, who would it be and why?
Grimes.
Oh, I was going to say that as well. We're
Oh,
so
you were
in
going to
sync,
say
aren't
it.
we? Yeah.
I know. I mean, they've been a bit weird lately.
You know?
Ignoring their
Right,
personal
NSYNC.
life, which I just do not consider, but their work is just like absolutely insane. From the moment they started to right now, the most recent releases. Sorry, can't speak. Yeah, it's the hunger. But definitely Grimes. Yeah, like everything about them. I think it's just like so innovative, and we love like just integrating electronic sounds into our music and ethereal elements as well. And I think like they do it so well. So I will say Grimes. Yeah, and then the catchy and poppy side of things as well. That's what really makes me want to write a good chorus. Usually, just listening to stuff like that just motivates me along.
Cool.
Echo that.
What she said.
Nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lake Malice is your favourite lake, but what is your second favourite lake in the world?
Question.
Como, Lake of Como.
it is brilliant.
I mean,
I thought you said Lake Cornwall.
Lake Cornwall.
Blake.
If there is
that's
one,
his
then
name.
that's
I was going to say Blake
Yeah.
Cornwall, you know.
Blake-
I mean,
Blake
just add the D.
Cornwall.
I mean,
Funny that.
Yeah.
Como's
You
a
are
good one.
Lake?
I am Lake. Lake.
Exactly. So you, I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of like saying I'm first and second.
Yeah, it's a bit-
Yeah, or third.
Yeah.
If you put Como second, but
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
it's
Lake
fair enough. You know,
Lake Como is such a fascinating
Can't believe you
lake.
gave an answer.
Go with that one as well. Yeah, echo that.
Lake.
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I can't think of any other lakes.
I mean, you answered that much quicker than monuments. What their favourite monuments were, so, which apparently they've never been asked before. So you know,
Shocking,
you've got to do these
shocking.
things. In a biopic of the band, who would play each of you?
Oh.
You can pick for each other if you want.
Okay, should we go for each other?
Okay.
Go on.
Daniel Radcliffe.
I fucking knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
Brilliant.
That is insane. I reckon.
She's waiting.
Anna de Armas, maybe.
Who's that?
Cool. It's a good call.
Actress, sorry.
What should she do?
She was in Knives Out.
No, is it,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I picked a nice one.
Oh, okay.
Nothing wrong with Daniel Radcliffe, but I feel like
nothing
it's
wrong
just.
with
I'll tell you what it is. I used to get called Harry Potter a lot. When I worked in the cinema, funnily enough. Yeah.
It all ties in.
It's a bit of a nerve.
Okay, Lake Malice Fest, as in festival.
Nice, yeah.
Who's playing it? Where are you playing on it? And what would you have other than music at it?
Oh, nice. Ooh.
Think. I'd want to have lots of women. There's like bands like Vexed and Night
cool.
Bride.
Oh, yeah.
Defenses was another band that was on the other day. Harriet.
Yeah, that's sick.
Oh my god, like we just played Burn It Down Festival.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be Lake Malice Festival, but like
So much diversity right now in there,
Yeah,
like
you just-
alternative scene.
I think
like,
you're part
Has
of like
everything
a
on
really
hold.
big scene, aren't you? Actually, with regards to not very similar necessarily bands, but like when you say like Vexed and Vapobi and all that, like even like Red Handed Denial and stuff, and Spirit Box and that across the world, So
I would have
Forgot about
Spirit
Spirit
Box
Box.
headlining. Absolutely, that's like a big influence for us.
it's a surefire pull as well for the crowd, isn't it? You're going to sell the tickets.
Oh yeah,
So.
we just use Spirit Box. So thank you guys.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel like there's so many bands like Loathe, Sleep Token. We'll have to have Grimes there as well, of course, because we'll be performing our
randomly.
collab together on stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At some point.
Definitely.
Bring Me, you've got to be there, haven't they?
Yeah,
We'll
maybe
take
Pendulum.
all our mates. Pendulum be fun. Trivium Bullet, all like the cool bands I grew up
Trivium
listening to. Trivium Bullet.
Well,
love those guys.
there's not
Love
so
Trivium
much space on the bill, is there? So you got to sometimes put these bands together into a supergroup.
Well, this is it. Yeah. We
But
just
for
have
my
every
Trivium.
band on one stage at the same time.
Trivium for my Valentine. I'm not. But anyway, it just sounds wrong, doesn't
Bullet
it?
for my balance.
So where would you be playing on the bill?
Well, we could be too high because we've not got a very long set. So unless we could just
punchy.
we just play tise maybe.
Yeah, we played
The
twice.
exclamation mark at the end.
We could do
One
Metallica.
song
We could
extra.
play half an hour each day. Like maybe
download.
come in on the helicopter and love it.
Oh, why is Lake
brilliant.
Malice on every day? They just had 3 songs and do 1 song every set, like
They have holograms of us on each
slightly
stage.
differently each time.
Black
Cool.
Mirror
Cool.
kind of style.
Rearrangements.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Maybe we could be in the middle, like so we don't have to choose like too early or not too late.
Yeah.
That's confident but modest.
Nobody wants to be like headline really, do they? Because it's just like you got to step late.
It's
Then you
never
can't have a
great.
drink.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
when
you
I
can't
played,
really.
it was always like, I don't want a headline.
No.
Yeah. Let's hope it never
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Definitely not going first either. So yeah.
Yeah. And what would you have that isn't music related?
Good question.
I mean, we have had an Arsene Wenger Q&A,
interesting.
and David Seaman do penalty shootout
Right, okay.
saves, which was interesting.
What's the question?
What non-musical related like acts or things at the festival?
Non-musical.
So it could be like say,
Cinema.
cinema,
That'd be sick. Yeah.
Like a gym class, like a yoga class.
yoga, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, with some post
You're
rock
already
in the
doing like
background.
50 million steps a day at a festival. You really want to go and do like more?
But it's not
relax.
steps like yoga. It's like kind
Yeah,
of
yoga's mindfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
true.
the most 30-year-old thing I could say. Yoga, Pilates.
Oh
You could
yeah.
have kind of like, I don't know, just like curtain choosing sections or something, if you really want to go for it,
Just like a B&Q just in the middle.
a pop-up
cooking
B&Q
class, oh my
to
God.
choose some tiles, just if you get bored with too much good music,
That'd be
just
amazing.
An IKEA in the festival.
exactly, to get lost in,
Yeah.
like a maze, double
amazing.
maze.
But with no kids.
So,
Yeah.
next 12 months, what can we expect from you that you can tell us? Obviously, there'll be lots you can't tell us. But.
Yeah, no, well, we are putting an EPL. We can tell you that.
That's happening.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, that won't be too long, will it? We'll obviously go on tour with a small band people might have heard of called Enter Shikari.
Yeah, no, don't know them.
No, okay, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, well.
They only got
Might check them out.
I think they got like number 1 album or something. Not entirely sure.
They must be a brand new band.
I think they're in the.
So
That's
cringy.
fine. Yeah. Is it? Sorry.
But like,
We're very stoked
so
for that.
excited. Yeah. Just can't
It's gonna be-
believe.
And you'll go down brilliantly. I would
Hope so.
expect with the fans, you know.
If we make
Fingers
it,
crossed, yeah.
I'm driving most of it, so it's going to be, be matchsticks in my eyes. We've got some long drives ahead of us, but
Yeah, objective is surviving, and then like making the most
pieing
of
is the
their audience. Hopefully,
Yeah.
will appreciate what we do. But yeah, just seeing them live every night will also be a privilege. So yeah, absolutely stoked for it. And we got a show in Milan where I can see my family as well, which is so nice. It's always nice to go in Europe and just see people that you haven't seen in ages. That's my favorite part.
Be lush.
Oh, it's such a proud moment.
Be
Yeah.
lush.
I think there's. No, I don't know.
What are you saying?
Can we say it? This is what we like.
no
idea.
Can we say it?
I don't know what she was. I have no idea.
Yeah, well, after that, it's like
More
mystery.
merch?
Mystery. Oh yeah.
Yes.
We're
You
gonna
can still do handwritten notes. I mean, that's a spoiler that obviously I bought some merch. But you do the nice little handwritten notes.
Only when I don't feel really guilty about posting them like super late. Normally
Right,
get
fair
your
enough.
get
Pretty quick, but
the order on, and then we're like, we need to post that, and then a week goes by, we're like, right, we haven't posted the merch.
Yeah.
And then
Every eBay seller out there, basically.
Really, but you can't leave us negative reviews like eBay,
No,
so
please
we
don't,
get away with it. You know?
Stuff,
Yeah, or
Facebook.
you can actually rate bands on Facebook, can't you? Which is like insane. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you could go and do that.
Bizarre.
We've sent your
Not
merch
for
late. Go and give us a 1-star review on Facebook so we know, and we'll do better.
Couldn't find a manager.
Yeah, but no, there'll be more shows, won't there?
More shows, more music.
Like we're looking at, we're doing some headline shows as well.
Yeah.
We'll
Awesome.
be able to, we're really excited about that.
And definitely more music for sure, yeah, because besides the EP, we're just writing at the moment, so like, whenever we have a time, we just want to make sure that next year we'll be ready to release more stuff, so
Exactly.
new sounds, new music.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, both of you. Yeah, all the stuff bands do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's been absolutely
pleasure, man.
awesome.
No worries.
And enjoy the gig tonight.
Cheers.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course,
thanks
we'll
so
have photographs. We'll have the review of tonight as well as this interview up and all the jazz. Like, subscribe, wherever it is underneath the picture here. By Cat, why not? Okay, we've been Rockflesh. It's been Lake Malice. Thanks very much. Cheers.